Hello YouTube, it's me, the Kentucky Commentator, with a quick Halloween update, movies I've watched. All the people I follow have been doing this as far as, a few of the scary movies they've been watching this season. And even the people I don't follow are doing it, and so I thought I'd join in. 3 films that I've seen the last couple of weeks. A couple really good ones, one's so-so. I don't have the DVDs, as I've said. I'm a cheap bastard, frugal, and one I've watched on Hulu. I guess it was the free Hulu, not Hulu Premium. I can't afford that kind of, whatever it is, $8 a month. What am I? Bill Gates. Hulu. The other one I watched on YouTube in parts. I don't mind going through and watching a movie on YouTube and part 1 of 11, then look for part 2. What's it take, another 5 seconds? I mean, it's not that big of a deal for me. I don't need also big, flat screen TV or anything like that. I find, actually, I don't want to sound too much like Marshall McLuhan or something, but when you watch a movie on even a small screen or the resolution sort of off, you become actually more involved in the film, and that you actually have to be an active participant in trying to figure out what the hell is that. I think that actually helps keep you interested, as opposed to if you're in a big movie theater and you can just sit back and recline and it's being projected on a big screen. You're not really have to discern anything. It's just, it's all coming up thrust at you. Maybe it's a little bit too philosophical. I don't know. Maybe it's just my own justification for being a cheap asshole. I don't know. But so I watched Hulu, YouTube. Another one's on Stage View, which is a website. You got to download a player and watch it. Sometimes the players, fuck up your computer, but it's nothing that causes viruses or anything like that. So I have 3 films to talk about. None of the DVDs. In lieu of a DVD, instead of a DVD, and most people do movie reviews, they hold up the DVD. I'll use a prop, as to keep the meme going. Imagine this rubber chicken as the DVD as I talk about it. All right, this will help you keep you in with the template of other YouTube reviewers. The first movie I'm going to talk about is one I got called out on, sort of. Rambo Rap for Life. He's a champion of this film. It's on YouTube for free. It's called Shakma. Came out in 1990. I don't think it's on DVD. I think it may be coming out on DVD soon. So, here's the DVD, imaginary DVD. All right, bare-boned, no features at all, not even a feather. Shakma, I don't know. I watched it. Rambo Rap for Life likes it. I know a couple of the 3 amigos, they like it too. The 3 crazy guys. I think for most films, you need to watch it 3 times at least. And preferably have a distance of time in between those viewings, so that you can sort of reflect and see. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it either. I think there's obviously something there. I like the idea of sort of they're playing like a Dungeons and Dragons game inside the scientific building, the whatever it is, a laboratory. I like that idea. And I like how it sort of melds with the idea of man versus machine and man versus animal and all this stuff. I think that there's some themes there. I just need to watch it again. I think for most movies fall into 3 categories. About a third each one. A third of the movies you watch the first time, you love them instantly, or you like them. You have a strong positive reaction towards them. Another third of the movies you watch for the first time, it's a negative reaction. Either it's terrible quality, or you just didn't like the story, or the acting, what have you, and you'll never revisit them. And there's a middle third there, the other 33%, right, that you don't have any strong reactions toward, and if you watch it again, you may go into either category. This, so I'd put it in that middle. I don't have a strong reaction to it. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I need to watch it again and let some time pass and let some of maybe the themes wash over me. So that's Shakma, right? I think it's coming out on DVD. I don't have the DVD. This is a prop. Here, this rubber chicken. Next movie I watched. I think Rambo Rap for Life reviewed this a long time ago, and it's stuck in the back of my head. And I was looking for like underrated horror movies. Preferably the time period, the late 80s, early 90s. That's my favorite era of Hollywood film. Part of it's nostalgia. That's when I really grew up, right, my formative years. This movie came out, again, I think in 1990, or maybe it's 92, I'm not sure. The Vagrant. Again, not on DVD, to my estimation. I watched it on Hulu, but, right, let's pretend we have the DVD here to help everyone. The Vagrant, right? Bill Paxton, Marshall Bell is in it. He plays the Vagrant. I love this movie. It's black comedy, dark comedy. It's more of a, I wouldn't say a horror. It's a suspense movie with horror elements. What it is, it's a psychological tale. It's very, if you know anything about Carl Jung, it's very much Jungian, right? And this guy, Bill Paxton's character, goes through the process of individuation. If you look it up on the internet or wherever, it's basically a process where someone basically reaches a midlife crisis. Bill Paxton, I think in the movie, he's probably in his 30s, just starting, hopefully, to move along on his, a career path. But it seems like at his job, he's sort of plateaued. There's even a bit in the movie where he's either can be fired or promoted. The boss is a real prick and plays with him. How would you like to be promoted? How would you like to be fired? I think that sets the groundwork for the idea. Here's a guy that's sort of reached a middle point in his career and his life. He buys a house. The problem, with this house, Bill Paxton's character, this sort of a middle management accountant type. There's a bum that seems to either have access to the house, lives nearby, that comes in, uses the bathroom, tears up the place. And Bill Paxton first thinks, is this in my head? Does this guy really exist? What's going on? This, to use Jungian terms, this is his shadow. This is the dark side of Bill Paxton's character. And through the way he combats his dark side, meets the old wise man. This is the next phase. And in between, he has several interactions with different women. You see sexual interactions with his realtor, a girlfriend that's sort of distant, and eventually at a trailer park, he sort of reaches, I don't want to say a true love of his life, but this fat chick that's really nice to him, and he seems to have come to terms with what he wants in life out of a woman through this. This is all goes to Jungian in terms of his anima, right? As a guy, you have a female anima. Women have animus. This is all psychological stuff, but this movie, The Vagrant, really follows along this. It's basically the story of how Bill Paxton's character goes from being part of the machine, the corporate machine, to becoming an individual, well-rounded person through this journey. And but this is why Marshall Barrell's character, the weird, crazy vagrant, who in fact is a psychologist, that sort of went off in the deep end, says, I've helped you. Right? Yes, I've killed some people around you, which he does in the movie. I don't want to spoil who dies and who doesn't. But what I've done, I've made you a person with your own style and individual. And that's what individuation means. It means emerging from this world where you have group ideas thrust upon you, what the media tells you should watch, what you should buy, what you should wear, to having your own style, your own sense of self-worth. And that's what Bill Paxton's character does throughout the film. And that's what, towards the end, the ending's a little off, but The Vagrant's great. It's one of the best psychological Jungian films I've ever seen as far as using black comedy, a bit of horror. Great film. Loved that. Third, Terrorvision. Watch this on stage view. I think this is coming out with a proper DVD release. Again, let's just assume this is the DVD of Terrorvision. Alright? Bare bones. I really like this film as well. It's kind of like Videodrome mixed with Married with Children, the TV show. The idea being that television is, has an effect on its viewers. In Videodrome, it's a physical effect. Right? You grow these cancerous tumors on you, and it basically kills you. The new flesh. Excuse me. In Terrorvision, the TV signals are not personified, but they become manifest in an alien monster that is beamed through the TV set. And the movie is very much a commentary on how television warps our sense of sexuality. And the movie Terrorvision, the family are some of the weirdest, they're swinger types. They have pornographic art all over the place. They think it's art, but really it's just pornography. One daughter is a punker, whatever you want to call it, and one son is sort of like a right-wing militant. that takes after his grandfather, who's sort of like a hardcore fascist right-winger type. The whole idea being, in the 80s, and I experienced this is why I look for films in this era, you had TV promoting violence. That's what it does, shows like the A-Team and everything like that. And also sexuality beaming through the TV sets in these shows. Not so much overt pornography, not as bad as it is now with the internet and everything. But you had shows with strong sexual content on that kids could watch. I'm not talking about nudity or things like that, but with sexual themes. And also one of the things Terrorvision does, which I think is very clever in the script, they don't swear a lot. They don't cuss. There's not much. It's almost ridiculous how little cussing there is in the film with such mature themes. I think this is a very clever ruse on the part of the writer, is to say this is what 80s TV looks like. There was sex and violence. All right, and also in the movie itself, I don't think you see much nudity as far as opposing the art. It's suggested that. I can't remember if there is or not. I know it's shame on me if I can't remember if there's any tits or not in the film. You see a lot of cleavage. There's a horror host like Elvira called Medusa. This film is very deep. Terrorvision. The Medusa idea. You cast your gaze upon her, you become hard, that kind of not only a sexual metaphor, but an idea of how important the eye is. The creature has a big eye. All kinds of stuff in Terror. Really good film. I was talking about the language. This is what 80s TV was like. There was no cussing, but there was everything else. And this is what the film was like. There's all this stuff. There's all, gore and violence and sexual situations, but really no nudity and no obscenity, like TV was in the 80s. Now we've got everything with, the HBO, the Showtime, Cinemax, all that stuff. Terrorvision, very good film. Those are 3 good movies. As I said, Shakma, I'm still out, jury's still out on that. But if you haven't seen Terrorvision, see Terrorvision. And see the Vagrant. Vagrant's free on Hulu right now. There's nothing to download. You got to sign up for Hulu. Most people are probably on that. I just signed up. I was typing in Find Vagrant online. I'm not going to pay $20 for a VHS. I like VHS. I had no problem with the analog format, but I'm not a collector or anything. My DVD collection is, it's very small, right? It's, I have only 20 of these, 20 DVDs. I'm approaching 13 minutes according to my timer here. Just a quick note. I love this time of year. Halloween, no pressure as far as family reunions. No one to ask you, why aren't you married yet? When are you going to get a proper job? Those kind of, no pressure like that. You don't even have to answer your fucking door on Halloween. You might get egged, or you might get your car's window soaked or whatever, but bring it on, kids. I've got guns. You make the first move. That's all I say. The weather's just right. I can wear a sock cap indoors and not be too much of a douche. I have hair. I do have hair. It's just I was outside working earlier. Sort of as the kids say, a hot mess. So I'll put the sock cap on. I can do videos like this and not look like too much of a douchebag. Just love this time of year. Get it approaching the real holidays, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, where you have to actually spend money and go places. I don't do a lot of these vlog type things, reviews, but I appreciate all the people that watch, or if you take the time to comment or like or even dislike, that's fine. No edits. Remember what Sam the Keeper said in Werewolf. All right, edits are for Count Draculas. Goodbye.